First up, good news that obviously Marissa and Ashley are back involved once again in terms of the squad. Disappointing news that obviously we've lost a couple, and Megan, Cara, and a few others. It seems every time you announce a squad, there's always sort of some sort of injury. So I really must test the squad right to its full limit to sort of who you bring in and so forth.
Well, I only respond to people like yourself and the previous media. If they ask me a question about the state of the squad, it's I can only answer it truthfully. And if there's 4 injuries, then that's my response. So I don't want people to think we're making excuses, because it's not an excuse, because it's pretty much par for the course. In the modern game, because of the intensity and the speed at which it's played, every nation is going to have 3 or 4 injuries. So we're not more advantaged than anybody else. It just so happens that our captain's in amongst it, and that's the only difference. But, England having 4 players missing, which I'm sure they have, and Austria and Norway, they can supplement them. The bigger nations can supplement the injuries more so than a country like ours can.
In terms of since the last squad, obviously Simone and Kerry are both now officially unattached. Does that cause you any concerns at all?
Not really, because they haven't been playing. They wouldn't have been playing anyway. They're in training with the squad, the same as everybody else, and we're trying to get them involved in the team and the squad. There's wee bits of work to be done in all of our players.
In terms of the game last week, between Belgium and England, obviously you've seen England quite a few times. Belgium maybe a wee bit more new to you. But what did you actually learn from that game?
We learned that they're better than us.
Okay.
But I don't want to be abrupt, Colin. But they are they're good yardsticks. You can see how good England are. Best team in the world, best players in the world. So you would expect them to win it. I think everybody expects England to win the Euros, and probably you're looking at Norway as being the potential finalists. So I would think if you'd asked people in the women's game, can you predict the final? There's 2 of them will probably come from our group. That's the consensus of opinion, that Norway and England will meet again in the final. But we don't look at that. We try to, some of the media in England did that, and the thing, it's going to be great that England's got a fantastic chance of winning it. And you can't disagree with that. You certainly cannot disagree with it.
Since we last spoke at the last press conference, obviously a few of your comments post-match, there was quite a bit of a furor over some of the comments, etc. For what it's worth, I thought it was blown completely out of proportion. However, that's the way it was picked up. But it was nice to see the girls coming out within a day or two and sort of really standing up for you. That must really encourage you.
Yes, Colin, that was, yeah. Thank you very much. And, it's sometimes, people in your profession can, misinterpret intentionally. And that's exactly what happened. But I'm not going back there. So we're looking to see how well we can do in the Euros.
We move on. One final question, then, Kenny. If Northern Ireland don't win the Euros, who are you going to put your money on to actually win the tournament?
I would say any of the 3 that's in our group have a chance of winning it.
That's hedging your bets.
In the last tournament, Austria were beaten in penalties in the semi-finals. Okay. Every player that they have, and they're either playing, most of them are playing in the Bundesliga, so they're getting a good blooding up there in Germany. And there's one of them plays for Arsenal, is the other one. But I think I'm not versed to talk about who's going to win it. I just want to do as well for my country as I can, so that the players get some experience, some happiness, everything. We've been deprived of happy things in our life this last 2 years. You don't need me to explain what they are, with the pandemic and all that stuff, and the fuel rise and the cost of living. I just want people to be happy, and I'm in a position to try and influence that.
Okay, thanks very much, Kenny. Good luck tomorrow night in Belgium, and we look forward to seeing you in Southampton next month.
Thank you, Colin.